Hello, friends. We're back again. It's Fightful.com. It's Joel Pearl, and I'm here with the lovely Natalya. How are you doing, Natty?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be back in Canada. I feel like it's just this. Canada's very important to the Harts, but Canada's also very important to wrestling in general. You think about some of the greatest wrestlers that ever lived have come from Canada, and not just the wrestlers that are in WWE, but like we think about Bret Hart and Owen Hart, and of course, I think my dad is amazing, but like Edge and Christian and Chris Jericho, and there's just so many greats that have come from Canada.
You have the unique distinction of being a Hart in Montreal this weekend.
Yes.
Is there a little anxiety being in those shoes whenever you come to Montreal, or really to Canada, but specifically Montreal?
You know, it's funny because it's people online were like, so you know how people can be mean online, and they were like, Natalya's only in this because she's Canadian, and it's like, I feel like every single girl that's in this Elimination Chamber match has earned the right to be in that match. For me, like, it's only just an extra, like, it's only a cherry on top. It's extra icing on the cake that we're doing this in Canada, because Canada is so special to me and it's so special to my family. But I also want to be proud to celebrate this time in my life in Canada. Like, Montreal is also so important to the Harts. The arena that we're at is where the Montreal screw job happened. And so while that was a really challenging time for my entire family, especially for Bret Hart, it's also like something we've all moved past. Many documentaries later, we've all moved past it. But to be back in Canada, to be celebrating the women that have earned the right to be in this Elimination Chamber match, and to feel like I'm for the first time in my career, I feel like all the stars are really aligning, and that it took 3 months for me, recovering from a nose injury, to really have this different clarity that I never had before, where it's like, this is my time. And I'm not going to let anybody make me feel bad about it. I'm going to celebrate with my people tonight and tomorrow when, I win at the Elimination Chamber. And if I don't win, I'm still going to celebrate with my people, because it's not, we don't get here alone. As a superstar in WWE, you don't get this success alone. It's the people that get behind you and really help you find who you are.
I love that in your answer to this question, you set me up for literally every other question I have, and now I don't know where to go. So thank you for this.
No, you're fine.
So actually, I was gonna ask you, when you made your return at the Royal Rumble, you came with a new ring jacket. You had a little bit of new gear, a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the gear. I think I know where it was paying homage to, but I'd love to hear it from your mouth, because you are a fashion icon. Like, you're a fashion plate in WWE.
That costume that I came back with, actually, I've been working on that for months. It was made by the woman that made the original Hart Foundation gear. And, it's funny because I know, like, sometimes generational kids, they try to stray away from, like, what their parents do. And I actually don't, like, I don't feel like I need to be exactly like the men that came before me, because the thing is that they're men. I'm a woman, but I'm also deeply, deeply proud of my roots. I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for my dad, Bret, Owen, Davey, Dynamite Kid, my grandfather, Stu Hart, like, paving that way for me. So anytime I can ever pay tribute to them and let them know, like, if it wasn't for them, I would have had nothing. The little hat that I wore, it was made by the same woman that made my dad's little hat.
I love
and
it.
For so much of my career, I was trying to find a little hat like that. And so I decided when I came back, when I made my return, I was like, I want to come back just feeling different. I don't need to come back entirely different. I just need a fresh coat of paint. I cut my hair a little shorter, and, like, my gear isn't entirely different, but it's just a little something different for me. I also lost 20 pounds. And I just felt like I was, like, just in a huge growth period for myself, where I just needed to be different and body change, and the hat was like the icing on the cake. It was my little way of keeping my dad with me.
Along the lines of the Hart lineage, lately you've been aiding in some training with WWE superstars and other people who have aspiring goals to be a sports entertainer.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the experience moving across the lanes and doing more training. What comes from that? How's that feel? Is that setting you up for the future after maybe you hang up the boots?
I don't think I'll ever be a coach or a trainer or a producer. Now, listen, I'm one of those people that says never say never. I think coaches and producers have the hardest job in the entire company. They're literally training like the superstars of tomorrow. What my ring is, listen, when you're a Hart, you get a wrestling ring and you put it in your backyard. Bret has a ring. I have a ring. It's funny because Edge has a ring, and I consider Edge a Hart.
Makes sense.
But we got a ring. TJ and I, a lifelong dream of ours was to have our own wrestling ring. So we got our own ring. And it's a WWE ring. We love it. It's big. It's beautiful. It's so special to us. We take care of it. And what we do is we have our dungeon. We call it the dungeon, and it's a workshop. So we run a wrestling workshop once a week for people that we know that want extra help, whether it's Angelo Dawkins, who, by the way, has made a huge body transformation, and you see his growth and his change. Like, he'll work Raw, he'll work live events, he'll work SmackDown, he'll work a pay-per-view, and he'll still be at our ring every Wednesday. He's lost all this weight. He's like, last week he was on Raw with a six-pack. I was like, damn. But you see Liv Morgan, the growth that she's made in WWE. I really feel like Liv puts in the work. She comes and she trains with us. She gets that extra, our training is really serious. It's really intense, and not just everybody can be there and do it. Not everybody can handle it because it is pretty grueling. We've had the lovely Raquel Rodriguez at our ring training. We've had, like I said, Dawkins, Liv, Roxy, Cora Jade. I'm just trying to think of all the people that have been there.
It's a veritable who's who at this point.
It's a lot. There's been a lot of people. Shotzi's been there, Nikki Cross, names that I can't mention that have been there because they're secretive. Beth Phoenix was there a couple weeks ago. There have been a lot of people that say, hey, Natty, we want to keep it private. But you'd be pretty stunned to find out. One day I'll let you know who's been there. Everybody who's been there. But the ring is so awesome, and people always say, oh, are you going to be a coach after WWE, or do you want to be a producer? For me, there's a lot of other dreams that I have, and I just don't know if I have the patience to be a coach or a producer, but I love the wrestling workshop that we have. And TJ passes on his knowledge, and I'm not just passing on my knowledge, I'm learning from the people that I'm working with. So it's just about fine-tuning.
Yeah. So a question from Sean Ross Sapp was, with WWE 2K23 on the horizon, who would you rate as the lowest superstar on the roster?
The lowest.
For the video game, not elsewhere.
For the lowest superstar on the roster, I mean, I don't want to say shit, but shit, that could be me.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. I don't play video games, so I don't know about ratings, and people get really worked up about their rating. Like, I didn't get that rating. I'm like, what's the rating? Listen, if there's going to be a low rating, let Natalya take it. Because not only have I had the most wins, but I've also had the most losses, but I'm okay with that because I've got the most cats.
And the final question, unless I'm going to ask the favorite band question, but we'll ask this one first. Johnny Gargano recently in an interview mentioned the weirdest place he's ever wrestled. I got to ask you the same question. The weirdest place you've ever wrestled a match?
I wrestled Summer Rae on the side of a highway in Pisgah, Alabama. Believe it or not, it was for a Total Divas episode, and I ripped out her weave.
I can't even ask the favorite band question.
Ask the favorite band question.
Your favorite Canadian band.
Ooh.
I know, I stumped her.
Can I say Jan Arden?
Absolutely.
Jan Arden, she's a personal friend of mine, but she's just phenomenal. Jan Arden is timeless. I love her. One of my favorite songs is Insensitive, and I just think Jan is just such a Canadian treasure, but she's also a music treasure. Favorite American band, Smashing Pumpkins.
Really?
Smashing
Okay.
Pumpkins all day long.
All right, wonderful. Well, Natty, thank you for your time. Good luck at Elimination Chamber this weekend.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, there you go. We're out, folks.
NordVPN.com/Fightful. 4 months free, a 30-day money-back guarantee. It works on all your devices, phone, laptop, desktop, PC, router, doesn't matter. It's got you covered. Change your virtual location with just one click. Get access to more content around the globe and content at a much more affordable price. Protect yourself from online trackers, malware, annoying pop-up ads. NordVPN.com/Fightful. How are you going to pass this up? It effectively pays for itself within about a month or two of using it, especially if you buy pay-per-views like I do. Get access to the old WWE network, those things that you miss with NordVPN.com/Fightful. And you get that incredible deal. They've got 3 great tiers for you to choose from. So check it out. Whether you want to pass, a VPN, a locker, or all 3, NordVPN.com/Fightful has you covered.